The Christmas season, it's a time for twinkling lights, carols, and family gatherings. People exchange gifts, share festive meals, and come together to celebrate the winter season. The scent of pine fills the air, mingling with laughter and the sight of gifts beneath the tree. People celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, a moment that holds profound significance for many around the world. The nativity scene, with its manger and the baby Jesus, serves as a poignant reminder of the origins of this holiday. But amidst the joy and merriment, a question emerges. What is the real meaning of Christmas? Is it just about the gifts and the feasts, or is there something deeper that we fail to recognize due this enchanting time of year? How closely do our modern traditions align with the origins of this holiday? Over the centuries, Christmas has evolved, blending various customs and practices from different cultures and eras. For many, Christmas is a spiritual time, a celebration of the incarnation of God in human form. Western society pauses to reflect on the birth of a figure believed to be a demigod. Families gather to read the Bible, pray, and reflect on this event. It is a time to reconnect with faith and to find solace in the spiritual aspects of the season. People remember the story of the baby Jesus, born in a manger. This story, passed down through generations, continues to bring hope to millions. Songs celebrating this figure's divinity and message of love fill the air, spreading joy and reverence. These carols echo through homes and churches, reminding all of the spirit of Christmas. The acts of giving and compassion pervades the season. Gestures of kindness, whether through donating gifts or volunteering at shelters, embody the essence of Christmas. It is a time to extend love and generosity to those in need. Yet a closer look at the history of Christmas reveals a complex and layered story. This holiday celebrated today is a tapestry woven from various pagan traditions and influences. It's a story that intertwines pagan traditions, Roman emperors, and centuries of evolving Christian practices. Each layer contributes depth, factual insight, and evidence to our understanding of Christmas. From its 4th century adoption to align with Roman festivals, to its 1659 ban by Christian Puritans, Christmas has been a dynamic and ever-changing holiday. Exploring the history about this holiday deepens our understanding and prompts us to reflect on its true origins. By uncovering the facts, we gain a deeper understanding of how Christmas is celebrated and its significance for future generations. Let's explore the origins of its tradition and its connections to ancient pagan festivals. By tracing these roots, we can uncover the layers of meaning that have been added over time. These early celebrations, with their own rituals and symbols, have left an indelible mark on how Western culture celebrates Christmas today. Let's examine the biblical narrative and the lack of direct evidence for December 25th as the date of Jesus' birth. This date, chosen by the early church, was likely influenced by existing pagan festivals and the desire to Christianize these celebrations. This video is meant to encourage people to reflect on the true meaning of Christmas and to expose its various misconceptions. By understanding the history, we can ground our actions in truth, facts, and evidence rather than emotion or inherited misconceptions. One of the most intriguing aspects of Christmas is the lack of a definitive date for Jesus' birth in the Bible. Despite the detailed accounts of Jesus' life and ministry, the exact date of his birth remains a mystery. This has led to much speculation and debate among historians, theologians, and scholars over the centuries. The Gospels of Matthew and Luke, which provide the nativity accounts, offer no specific date or even season for this pivotal event. This absence of a clear date has led to various interpretations and theories about when Jesus might have been born. This omission has puzzled scholars for centuries and raises questions about the December 25th date we celebrate today. The choice of this date is believed to have been influenced by earlier pagan festivals that celebrated the winter solstice, a time of rebirth and renewal. Some scholars point to clues within the biblical narrative that suggest a different time of year. For example, the mention of shepherds watching their flocks by night has been interpreted by some as an indication of a springtime birth. For instance, December in Judea is typically cold and rainy. This would make it unlikely for shepherds to be out in the fields during that time of year. Others argue that the lack of a specific date is intentional. By not tying Jesus' birth to a particular date, the focus is set on the significance of his life and teachings rather than the specifics of his birth. The absence of a clear biblical date for Jesus' birth leaves room for speculation and historical investigation. It encourages us to delve deeper into the historical and cultural context of the time, further exploring how early Christians understood Jesus' birth. It invites us to look beyond the traditional narrative and explore the factors that led to the establishment of December 25th as the day people celebrate Christmas. This date, chosen 300 years after Jesus' death, reflects a blend of religious concepts and cultural adaptation. Researching the history shows what shaped modern celebrations. To understand the emergence of December 25th as the date for Christmas, we must turn our attention to the Roman Empire, a civilization that has left an indelible mark on history. The Roman Empire, with its vast territories and diverse cultures, was a melting pot of traditions and beliefs. Its influence on early Christianity cannot be overstated. The early Christians living under Roman rule were deeply affected by the customs and festivals of their time. During the time when Christianity was gaining traction, the Roman world celebrated a popular festival called Saturnalia. This festival was one of the most anticipated events of the year, filled with joy and excitement. This week-long celebration, honoring the Roman god Saturn, took place in mid-December and involved feasting, gift-giving, and revelry. People from all walks of life participated, making it a truly inclusive event. Saturnalia was a time of social inversion, where slaves were temporarily freed from their duties and masters served them. This reversal of the Roman hierarchy represented a temporary suspension of societal norms and laws. Gambling was permitted and gifts were exchanged, often including candles and small figurines. These tokens of goodwill were a way to strengthen social bonds and spread cheer. The atmosphere was one of merriment and nonconformity. People sang, danced, and enjoyed libertine behaviors and indulgences, creating unforgettable memories and a break from the constraints of everyday life. Some historians believe that the early Christian church strategically chose December 25th as the date for Christmas to coincide with Saturnalia. This decision was not made lightly as it required careful consideration of the cultural and religious landscape. By doing so, they could offer a Christian alternative to the popular pagan festival and attract converts. This strategic move helped to ease the transition for those who were accustomed to the old ways, making Christianity more accessible and appealing. This history tells that Christmas, from its inception, was influenced by the cultural context in which it emerged. The blending of pagan traditions and the adaptation of existing customs allowed for a smoother integration of a new faith into the lives of the people, ensuring its survival and growth. Let's look at the Yule log connection and the winter solstice celebrations. In addition to Saturnalia, another ancient celebration influenced the development of Christmas traditions, the winter solstice. Many cultures have celebrated the winter solstice, marking the shortest day and longest night of the year, usually around December 21st or 22nd. For ancient people, the winter solstice held great significance. It symbolized the shift from darkness to light, the arrival of spring, and the renewal of life. Many cultures marked the solstice with feasts and bonfires to welcome the sun's return. Burning logs during Yule, the darkest time of the year, originates from Norse and Celtic traditions. Elements of these celebrations, such as the emphasis on light, feasting, and evergreen decorations, found their way into Christmas traditions. The evergreen tree held symbolic significance in pagan cultures long before its association with Christmas. Ancient tree worship is even mentioned in Jeremiah 10 of the Hebrew Bible. The use of evergreen trees, such as firs, pines, and holly, has been tied to winter solstice festivals and seasonal celebrations across many ancient cultures. Many believe that Christmas and its traditions are entirely original to Christianity and the birth of Jesus. However, as we delve deeper into the history of Christmas, we discover that many of its beloved traditions have roots in pre-Christian pagan customs. However, the Christmas tree, gift-giving, caroling, and even the figure of Santa Claus all have roots in ancient winter solstice celebrations and pagan mythology. The tradition of decorating evergreen trees predates Christianity and can be traced back to ancient Germanic tribes who worshiped trees as symbols of life and fertility. The practice of bringing trees indoors and adorning them with lights and ornaments likely evolved from these pagan customs. Similarly, gift-giving during the Christmas season has its roots in Roman Saturnalia celebrations, where people exchanged gifts as a symbol of good luck and fortune. The figure of Santa Claus, with his sleigh and reindeer, is thought to have evolved from a combination of Norse mythology and the legend of Saint Nicholas, a 4th century Christian bishop known for his generosity. While many early Christians avoided celebrating December 25th due to its pagan associations, the formal recognition of December 25th as the date for Christmas came in the 4th century AD, during the reign of Roman Emperor Constantine. Constantine, who played a pivotal political role in spreading Christianity throughout the Roman Empire, officially declared December 25th as a Christian holiday. This shift occurred during the Christianization of the Roman Empire, a time when numerous pagan temples and festivals were repurposed into Christian sites and observances. The adoption of December 25th as Christmas can be seen as part of this larger trend, a way to assimilate existing cultural practices into the Christian faith. Some scholars argue that the choice of December 25th was a strategic one, aimed at supplanting pagan festivals like Saturnalia and the Winter Solstice with a Christian celebration. By aligning with popular pagan festivals, the Church sought to ease the transition for new converts and unify religious practices under Christianity. So, is Christ really in Christmas? Scholars agree that the historical Jesus likely had no connection to modern Christmas celebrations. What's the God of Israel's perspective? What does he think? You've probably heard the phrase, "keep Christ in Christmas." It's a sentiment that resonates deeply with many Christians today. However, did you know that this idea isn't rooted in the Hebrew Bible or was practiced by early followers of YeShuWA, or aka Jesus? Since Christian concepts and prophecies are rooted in the foundation of the Hebrew Bible, let's explore what it teaches. The Hebrew Bible makes no mention of Christmas, and the New Testament records no instance of the disciples celebrating Jesus' birth or presenting him with gifts during his lifetime. The Hebrew Bible doesn't reference the birth of the future Messiah being celebrated as a holiday. Instead, it places emphasis on obeying the God of Israel's commandments and honoring various feasts. These Hebrew feasts are connected to agricultural cycles, historical events, and the covenant with Israelites as a nation, as outlined in Leviticus 23. None of these align with the themes or timing of what we know as Christmas today. The Hebrew Bible underscores the importance of worship and obedience to the God of Israel alone, according to his instructions. Incorporating non-Torah practices of worship would be in violation with this commandment. Deuteronomy chapter 12, 30-32 specifically warns against adopting the worship customs of other nations. It's important to understand that Christmas is a blend of Christian theology, pagan traditions, and Roman Saturnalia, and its origins are not supported in the Hebrew Bible. Now, the Hebrew Bible does contain prophecies about the coming Messiah. For example, Isaiah 11:1-10 and Ezekiel 34:23-24 speak of the future Messiah and his role as a ruler and shepherd of Israel and his eternal reign. However, there is no mention of celebrating his birth, of him coming to sacrifice himself, or of Israel being instructed to worship him as a savior. The focus is squarely on his role and mission, not on marking the day he arrived. So what does this mean for the phrase, "keep Christ in Christmas"? It's a perspective that developed long after the Hebrew Bible was written. While it reflects modern Christian sentiments, it doesn't align with the unchanging teachings of the God of Israel found in the Hebrew Bible. Furthermore, nowhere in the Old or New Testament can you find the Christmas spirit. The New Testament does not record YeShuWA, or aka Jesus, teaching his disciples or anyone to celebrate Christmas or his birthday. Early Christians avoided celebrating his birth due to its association with pagan practices. Early church fathers, like Origen in the 3rd century, criticized the practice, associating it with ungodly figures like Pharaoh and Herod. Tertullian, St. John Chrysostom, and Ambrose of Milan all condemned birthday celebrations, associating them with pagan customs and declaring them inappropriate for Christians. There are no records in the Hebrew Bible that mention the Israelites or Hebrew prophets celebrating their birthdays or any kind of holiday resembling Christmas. The Hebrew Bible stresses following the God of Israel's unchanging Torah and rejecting uncommanded pagan practices of worship. Furthermore, there is no commandment from the Creator in the Hebrew Bible or the Christian New Testament to celebrate Christmas. As we've seen, Christmas celebrations are kept through cultural beliefs, personal perspectives, upbringing, and passed down traditions. Yet the true question remains, what is the opinion of the Creator and God of Israel, and does his view on Christmas matter to you? In Exodus 4:22 through 23 and Hosea 11:1, the God of Israel explicitly reveals that his anointed and firstborn son is the nation of Israel as a whole, not a single person or deity. These words from the Creator and God of Israel himself should urge everyone to critically examine the origins of Christmas from his perspective, including its associated beliefs, pagan practices, and religious rituals. Moreover, Jeremiah 32:35 and numerous other scriptures in the Hebrew Bible affirm that all innocent human sacrifices are an abomination in the eyes of the God of Israel. This directly challenges the narrative of the New Testament Messiah as a savior, whose stated purpose was to die for the sins of all mankind. Exodus 32:31 through 33, Deuteronomy 24:16, and Ezekiel 18:20 all emphasize the principle that each person bears responsibility for their own actions and sins, refuting the idea of vicarious atonement through the death of another. The Hebrew Bible repeatedly emphasizes that the God of Israel is the only Savior, the first and the last, and that he desires a direct one-on-one relationship. This excludes the need for any human or divine mediator, as the God of Israel alone is sufficient for salvation. In conclusion, recognizing these differences broadens our understanding and prompts us to reflect on the origins and meanings of the practices we observe today. So there you have it. In the age of fact-finding, we here at WOTR are dedicated to bringing you the truth, backed by facts, evidence, and clarity, because you deserve the truth. Whether or not you choose to celebrate this Western holiday is entirely up to you. However, now your decision can be based on truth, facts, and a deeper understanding of its origins rather than tradition alone. We can act with awareness rather than relying on blind faith, how we were raised, or what's socially accepted. At WOTR, we stand for truth. Become a member and get full access to over 14 years of research on various topics backed by scholarly resources to empower you with facts and evidence. After all, without facts, you can't verify truth. And without truth, you can't have trust. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insightful content. See you next time.